Cetacean Video is proud to announce 2 new videotapes which are truly outstanding. Both are the result of over 800 whale watch trips and 3,200 hours of video coverage. Purchasing these videos provides you with amazing sights and exclusive footage not available anywhere else. Beyond Belief, the humpback whale, includes 50 minutes of unbelievable breaching, feeding, close boat approaches, and other behaviors which bring out the separate personalities of the very special humpback whales. Did you ever wonder what you might see on the perfect whale watch trip? The Best of Provincetown Whale Watching provides 50 minutes of outstanding video scenes, all the whales common to the Gulf of Maine. You will see cow-calf pairs, including the North Atlantic right whale, the most endangered species. A close approach by a minke whale and lunge-feeding fin whales take your breath away. See a humpback calf playing in eelgrass while its mother feeds nearby. The breaching, surfing, and tail lobbing of Atlantic white-sided dolphins will amaze you. These tapes make a wonderful addition to your home video library and exceptional gifts for the whale lovers among your family and friends. Our newest service is Your Favorite Whale. This videotape provides a whale watch trip out of Provincetown, Massachusetts, where a particular whale was sighted. If you have a favorite humpback whale, we can provide a video of many named individuals such as Salt, Arrow, Patches, Sockeye, and approximately 100 others. Please write or call for availability of Your Favorite Whale.
Jet on the upper deck and Sean on the lower deck with the bowsprit that's in front of the boat. They're going to show you how to put on a life jacket to get on board this boat. Please do not throw anything into the ocean. Plastics, cellophane, styrofoam are not readily biodegradable. They'll last for years to come. We'd like to ask you to play very carefully. Last year alone, thousands of seabirds and hundreds of endangered sea turtles and marine mammals died from our plastic movement. They were in location, water surface temperature, and sometimes water depth. Photographic information on all the individual whales at sea. And a little bit later on, I'm really going to start to talk about the word individual and how that's really turned around whale research in the past few decades. Way to my left is Mike, and he represents Cetacean Video to the right. You'll see a third lighthouse called Grace Point, one of the northernmost tips in Provincetown. And from there, we'll literally be taking a right, and that will bring us out into the Atlantic Ocean. Now, there's no wind today, but status, and that probably will mean that there'll be a few wells on board in view. Our subject of most of this is to make this world a better place for us and everything else to live in. And also to tell you about the research and how exciting it's been for is it a territorial display? Is it meant to attract any female? Or maybe some of those small populations like Greenland humpbacks, there's only a few hundred of them. Maybe that's the way that they keep their genetic stock strong, by intermingling or interbreeding with a lot of the other humpback whales from different feeding areas. And yet by going with feeding and separating, they reduce the feeding competition. So we're learning a lot about humpbacks, and hopefully will be the next few generations of researchers that will answer the most basic biological questions of all. And I do use humpbacks as an example because I've been studying them for 10 years, so I know a little bit more about them. Minke whales really bear the pressure of the illegal hunting. 400 will be taken in the Antarctic by Japan this year, and over 20 in the North Atlantic by Norway, but the North Atlantic stock is considered threatened, or at least of an unknown status. Another minke whale at 9 o'clock. We always like to point out the minkies. Whoa, and there's a fin whale. By contrast, a little bit larger than the small baleen minke whales. So at 2 o'clock, a fin whale. Not only are they the second largest animal on Earth, but they have another distinction. They have a marked asymmetry in coloration. 2 fin whales and a small minke whale at 1 o'clock. We're looking at the right side of the fin whale, and by contrast to the left side, it's much lighter. The lower jaw is white. There are swirls of coloration behind the head, called the blazon chevron. We try to photograph the dorsal fin. We try to photograph the coloration pattern so we can tell individuals apart and learn more about the population. Lots of minke whales, at least 3 or 4, and I can see a few of them off in the distance. But they're fast-moving and elusive minke whales. By contrast to the fin whale, which can get up to about 80 feet in length, minke whales are about go anywhere from 10 to 20. Minke whales have a pointed snout and a white flipper patch. Fin whales, of course, have spectacular asymmetry and the coloration patterns on their body.
The little guy. This big guy over there. Towards the back. I know. And now we're headed away from
And a great view of a minke whale, and may get to see that surface again. That was out at 2 o'clock, right-hand side. You may want to watch again fairly close to the earth. It does surface. All of these baleen whales have paired blowholes there. That's a baleen whale, closely related to the fin whale, and that's probably a not full grown, but not a calf. They're very tiny. All the baleen whales have 2 nostrils or blowholes, and of course they come up and exhale, and then they take in a breath of air. And they'll do that well. It's up to the whale, how long it stays up, how long it stays down. But they're very good at diving, very efficient. And we had a whale come up at 7 o'clock. See what that I can see is a print. Let's see what kind of whale that was.
I don't care.
Two minke whales.
Can you say long readers?
Out at 12 or 1 o'clock, we have a few humpback whales, and they're certainly quite different looking from minkies and from fin whales. They have bumps on their head called tubercles with a stiff bristle or hair, and that may represent part of the sensory structure of the whale. They have a patterning on the underneath side of their tail slits that range from all white to all black, and they have long flippers a third of their body length. Humpbacks are the whales that we seem to know most about, at least as far as individuals are concerned. We've documented over 600 individuals and have followed 3 generations of humpback whales. We now have 7, or I guess it's 8 third-generation humpbacks. And the humpbacks are up at 11 o'clock on the port or left-hand side, so we'll move over and try to get a closer look. Small humpback whale out at 11 o'clock. That's the one we were waiting to surface, and it was just on some very long dives.
Now it's got a fin mill over there too.
Back ahead of us.
Yeah, that must be Hot J and the calf, because that looked like a calf, didn't it? Yeah. I just couldn't see her fin. I can tell by her fin.
And there's a much larger humpback. It looked like we had a calf surfacing at first.
See? Ooh, we got a...
Is that a minke in close?
No, that's not Hot Chick. Oh, they were?
See that one to the right?
Small little humpback.
Waiting for one to move.
Well,
And there's a view of the humpback right alongside. And a minke whale.
what? No. That's what they say.
The light green that you see are the long white flippers of the humpback, reflecting the brilliant green color of the water due to the plankton. bubble cloud to the left of the bowsprit. Humpbacks, when they're feeding, and occasionally fin whales blow a series of bubbles. And those bubbles are believed to, well, perhaps they stun the fish or hurt them. They may cause a backdrop. It may be a territorial marker. We're not really sure exactly how they work. Lots of ideas, and it probably depends on who you talk to. But we're going to slowly move along with the humpbacks and the minke whale and the fin whales. Very spectacular views of 3 different types or species of whales. And there's a humpback. Watch for a little kick. That's what we call flick feeding. So watch for that, watch near that light green area. You may see the humpback come close to the surface. If the food was closer to the top of the water, the surface of the water, you get to see baleen in action. You see the mouth wide open. And there's another kick, and we'll get to see some feeding sooner or later.
I think we're going to have a visitor.
And it looks like it was joined by the other humpback. There's a view of thread. Oh, minke whales right in close on the left-hand side. There's a thread's tail. So we may have 4 humpbacks fairly close.
Isn't that what happened last time? Everybody ran to one side and then no one ran the other side.
It's a blatant case of harassment. There we have a boat who, unlike us, knows exactly where those humpbacks are.
Trying to tag that?
Minke whales.
Yep, that's that little kick feeder. Well, women are doing it.
Yeah.
What? Bathroom?
another kick, and, well, watch that area near the bubbles. And the humpbacks just might surface close to there. Meanwhile, we have minke whales all around us.
What? He said what? Well, didn't leave with bread. Now they're really mixing and matching here. There's a humpback shark. There should be a couple in here, right? Or they're too bushy. They could go. Where? Oh, right. Where?
Got a tail breach out at 5 o'clock. Whoa! Chin breach! Right.
Sorry. It's too moving fast. Oh, Fancy! Did you get that guy? Got him.
Come on, babies, let's go.
Heading right for that poor boat. Yeah, he says, I don't like that though. He's probably going to launch himself onto the deck. So, what do you think about that? What do you think about a stowaway? Oh no!
Got him.
And that's called spinning head breaching, and that's said to be the most spectacular sight in the animal kingdom.
They just had to warm up to us, that's all. They just telling you the trip is almost over. You're getting the whole bowsprit. This is like a
One more.
It's acting just like when it's quite amazing. I didn't think I'd get, Oh, there it goes.
No, he didn't go though.
No. He says, what do you want?
Come on, guys. Come on. One more time.
This one's gonna be the flag. It's when he jumps over the bow of the boat, Walter, that didn't work. Oh, wow.
Okay, get ready.
Makes me nervous when I go bottom.
Got it.
Oh my God. Chip, did you get that?
Got
I
it.
think so.
Got it.
Just, which way is he going? Now, just watch. He'll probably come right up here. No, just don't get too excited now. Yes, but he's out of film. What else? Well, I'm going to get down so people can shoot on my head. I can't believe it. Just stay right here. Yeah, he should. He's heading his way. I get out of here. Did you get it, Chip? Really?
Yes, I got it.
It's right under our noses, everything. Oh, wait, he's over there. Well, that's all right. He didn't just... Yes, but I can't believe it. It's right there. I mean, Jesus. Right in front of our
I'm
noses.
loaded.
Yeah, but now you're going to do that.
Oh man, I got both fins out of the water.
Chip.
Both fins out of the water.
This pin is got behind your head. That's fine.
Take out that negative, set back or remake print.
Whoa, it's like another wind up right behind.
Oh,
but that, no, other than if he had jumped in our lap.
That you'll never catch that.
It's not even flicking.
No, they're just roll. That one is though. Right there.
He's gonna do it again.
No, not.
Whoops. The next time it comes, you won't have it.
I got him. I'm down to my last 4 shots. So they better be good. Come on, guys.
Get that,
You don't have any more money.
They sell it on board.
Do they?
Yeah.
Okay, good. I'll go downstairs.
They sell
I got to
film
go
on board
downstairs.
Exactly.
I'll give them $5.50 a roll. Right now, it's $10 a roll would be cheaper.
I didn't miss that.
The only thing, go back and bring that one back.
Yeah, right. Oh, gorgeous. Gorgeous. See the white, the flukes and everything. Gorgeous.
I got a great shot of your head.
Well,
I'm
since
sorry.
you want to have it the other wall,
Just as I snapped, he stuck his head in front of the window.
he unscrews you now. Over there.
Yep.
Don't take pictures.
They're out. No, not.
And you see him from behind. It's
Just can't identify.
not so easy to figure out who you're looking at.
Yeah. I got a couple of shots with the blowholes too. I'm waiting. I'm panicking. That was just a little roll of it. They're not showing real.
I have no idea. $18.
Yeah.
Jump in.
Some data, so it will.
That was my
I was going to say something bozo.
Swell over there.
You got one.
I got both.
The last one.
I got the last one, yeah. Look them out there. Look them out there.
I know. I know. Beautiful. That's the white one up there. White fins. There's.
just watch.
No, I got a great shot. I got a great shot.
This one got, he was way like out of the water completely. But he right in front of your nose.
Okay.
See the green right there. See that? That was right there. These tourists, aren't they awful?
One out there. There's another one there.
But this guy was out of the water completely. He did a one there.
Well, they sound.
Mass coloration on their flanks of white and gray and cream. A lot of mother calf pairs. Also some large singular individuals. They have one blowhole on top of their head. That tells us we're looking at a toothed whale.
Want to try the hydrophone, Cat?
Sure. Yeah, we've got a feeding humpback up there too. Yeah, let's try it. They make great sounds. What we're going to do is, well, if the dolphins seem to stay around a little bit, we'll drop our hydrophones. We may get to hear them. They seem to be far enough away from the boat so that we might get to hear the high pitch glides or the echolocating sounds that they make. So we'll put in the underwater microphone called hydrophones, and we'll, if we have any sounds, the captain will put it over the PA system. You get to hear what the ocean sounds like from the dolphin's perspective. Yeah.
Head on, I can't see. Sit now.
Yeah, you can hear them whistling. Yeah. Yeah, you can hear the pitch glides too. Yep, where they belong. What? Yeah, you can hear the whistle, Mom. The high pitches are called pitch glides, and the little clicks are echolocation.
they are feeding. Wire, I think. For a little bit of it anyway.
Got him. Yeah, I doubt it. I don't think so. I got him under the seat waiting. I even got him focused.
Yeah, you know how that goes though, Steve. I mean, it's like with the cameras here, all they have to do is clean them off at the end of the day. You get all these cameras for free and there's not one that's working. So, it's hard.
Time and speeding up their movements. Just a beautiful view of these toothed whales. But look around you and look at the amount of space that they need to live in. And see how tightly knit these family groups are. It's a really beautiful view of the Atlantic white-sided dolphin. Occasionally the dolphins will come over if they're not feeding and ride the pressure waves of the bow. The calves do it to their own mothers and the dolphins do it to larger whales. They get a free ride that way. And of course they do it to boats. They're known for riding the bowsprits or the bow waves.
Oh, you can hear, did you hear that? You can actually hear that dolphin.
What? Huh? No, no.
So, Stevie, what's up? Looks like we've lost her.
Once again, we're coming into this large pod of, well, randomly moving dolphins. It seems random to us. I'm sure it makes quite a bit of sense to them. But once again, look at the group composition. You can see some very small calves by the side of what we assume to be a female. Tiny little calf at 11 o'clock.
Like little paws.
In this area, off in the distance, you can see the spouts of many more. We're going to wait for this small humpback to surface and take our last few looks at the whales. Please remember that as you look around you, you can see that the whales are concentrated in this area, but remember how long it was before we sighted a whale. And one of the most important things that we can do as whale researchers are to show the areas that are critical for the whale survival and to show how many different parts of the ocean are necessary. They utilize many different habitats, some for feeding and some for breeding or giving birth to their young. And of course, it's very important to document that and to have the areas protected. The humpback whales, oh, there's a small humpback. It's out at 7 o'clock. There's an arch, and that was a deep dive. Boy, it doesn't look much bigger than the minke whale. The humpback you're looking at is a little over a year old. And it hasn't been named yet. It was born last year to a female named Istar, who is back this year again with another calf, number 7. So Istar really holds the record. And her calf this year is absolutely minute. This year-old humpback is smaller than some of our calves of the year. One of our whales named Salt has her 5th calf named Bittern. Bittern's bigger than this year-old humpback, and Bittern's only about maybe 8 months of age. So tiny little humpback. Lots of minke whales to look at. But humpbacks are very much endangered. At the turn of the century, it was estimated that there were 150,000. That, of course, is in all parts of the world, all oceans of the world. And right now, that number, because of exploitation, is fewer than 15,000. They're spread worldwide, so we're very fortunate to have humpbacks in our backyard. And hopefully we can keep this area clean enough, long enough, so that generations to come can enjoy them as we have today. Once we get closer to Provincetown, I will bring out that petition. All you have to do is sign your name and city and state. We'll have brochures telling you about our whale research program at the Center for Coastal Studies in Provincetown. And we'll have research buttons. They're available for $2 or more. It's up to you. That is a tax-deductible donation to the center, and it helps support our effort to disentangle whales that are caught in nets, and also to do this photo identification research, which shows the role of one individual within a population. You don't have to sign. You should sign, though, but you don't have to donate to sign the petition, is what I meant to say. Signing the petition is a favor you're doing yourself and us, and we'd never charge you for that. You only you need to donate if you want one of our buttons. And there's a view of minke whales. Once again, I'm just gonna get off, and you can the microphone, and you can just listen to the sounds of an area near Stellwagen Bay. Atlantic white-sided dolphins, at least 10 to 12 minke whales. They're the smallest of the baleen whales. 5 fin whales, the second largest animal on Earth, and 7 to 9 individual humpback whales, including Thread, a male born to fringe in 1984. We saw some spinning head breaching, chin breaching, and some bubble cloud feeding. Thank you for whale watching with us. Thank you for supporting our research effort at the Coastal Study Center in Provincetown. Hopefully the next time you come out with us, you'll have just as beautiful a morning offshore and just as many exciting views of whales. Spring's on. Thank you and enjoy your stay in Provincetown. Whale watching on this coast in 1975. So if you'd like to, come and join us on the upper deck. Maybe two. Just have to get a closer look. Humpbacks are fairly distinctive. They have dorsal fins ranging from a wedge to a hook. They have bumps on their head called tubercles, each one a fatty deposit housing a stiff bristle of hair. Boy, they must be diving deep. That was quite a surfacing. And you can see at least two humpback whales out at about 11 o'clock. So we're going to slowly turn and move in that direction. Humpbacks are the ones with the beautiful long flippers, about 1/3 their body length. And when they lift their tails in the air, and hopefully these whales will do that, we'll see a pattern ranging from all white to all black. We photographed 600 of them. We've named 600. It's difficult to remember 600 whales, but there are a few that we do know, and if we see a whale that we know, we'll let you know who it is. There's a very graceful arch and deep dive of one of the two humpbacks. There's a second whale still on the surface. And all it means is that they're beneath the limits of our visibility. So we're going to move over in that direction and hope to get another look at the whales when they surface. That might have been a minke whale out at 11 o'clock. We may look out there, may get to see it again. They're related to the humpback and the fin whale, but they're only about 12 to 18, or yeah, that's a minke whale, only about 12 or 18 feet in length. They have a very pointed snout that they just lift right out of the water when they come up to take a breath of air. And if we're lucky enough to get a close look, and that doesn't happen very often, we'll get to see that they have a beautiful white patch on their flippers. Well, let's watch over the left-hand side. That was a quick view of a humpback whale. Sometimes when they come up and go right back down, it could mean that they're feeding well beneath the surface of the water. It's almost impossible to prove that unless you actually see the whales with that distension that I talked about, the pleats all stretched out and water coming out of the mouth. Sometimes when they come up really fast from deep dives, you can really see and hear a very forceful exhalation and a bit of splashing on the surface of the water. So, well, why don't we just look and listen for the humpbacks.
They're just up and down.
Yeah. They must have found something down there, huh?
Cloud's just coming up now.
The way they... Minke! That's a minke!
A minke and closed humpbacks at 11. Maybe we'll get to see the tail patterns, very distinctive for each whale and ranging from white to black. You can see that tail was primarily dark with just a little bit of white. And by contrast, that tail was just about all white with a thin core of black. And that was another deep dive. Huh?
No, I'm just holding it.
Doesn't have any of the new marks.
Can I ask you something?
Sure.
Roll the whale mark.
Yes. Red has that, does have that line on the right now, but I'm not sure about the line on the left. That was this cap here. But down at the bottom, it has some really dark stuff on the left side, but it's a really distinct scar, and there is one whale that has like it looks more like red. They have to roll over. The females have a lobe. Oh, you know, we should have tried the boats, but there's so many boats. Yeah, because this is when, sometimes when they're, yeah, oh yeah, yeah, now it's yeah. Might get it. I would guess that they're a little not the biggest one back to the house, not
You can see a number of minke whales off in the distance, and that was a deep dive by both humpbacks. What we're going to do is probably stay with these humpbacks for just a few more minutes, and well, we have a boat with a fairly loud engine, but if that boat does stop or slow down, we're going to try to drop our hydrophones, which are underwater microphones, and we can listen sometimes when there are a few humpbacks together, and sometimes when they're feeding. The whales do make sounds. It's not the singing that you might hear in the Caribbean, or that in fact you might hear when there's larger group of whales in these waters. But what we call social vocalizations, we know nothing about them, but humpbacks do make some interesting sounds.
They are right there.
yeah. Great.
They're going to the other side.
The humpback with the mostly white tail we believe to be Fred, and Fred was, well, we think born in 1984. I can check on that. But Fred was born to a female named French, who's had 4 males and 1 female. And that's the deep dive.
Pepper and her calf. Is that Pepper? Yeah, it's Pepper, her calf, and maybe Bandit. Want to drop him, Steve? What? Oh yeah, you may want to.
say now?
The whales in front of us, well, one of them is Pepper, and that little whale you see on the surface is her calf of the year, probably only about 8 months old. The two humpbacks we were looking at, Fred and the second humpback, are ahead of us. So there's Pepper's calf. And that looks like a whale we call, well, we better wait and see. That's Fan.
We haven't had these whales in a while.
Yeah. So we have Pepper and her calf and Fan out at 11 o'clock. I didn't realize Fan was so small. A small humpback.
No, you can't.
And the two whales that we're looking at right ahead of us. There's a deep dive from Pepper's calf.
I have a great colored photograph of the tail. It's a really pretty tail.
It is in. Yeah, it's in. Yeah. Uh-oh. No? It's not working? Oh, synchronous tails, beautiful. And bubbles with the calf and Pepper. I guess we're gonna have to lift it up yet, it's not working. That's too bad. Huh? It's not working. Thanks.
Our cells are on the road.
Why do you go
Oh, there's another one straight out. Our own funds, you know, we can own our own family funds. You know, our own family funds.
I know it. Just because we have the perfect time, right?
They're not listening.
Well, what? Beyond Pepper and the calf and Stan, and we're going to move over and look at them. There's a very large finback whale.
They're starting to see too, Steve. So that may be
I'll get them.
They don't.
We are part of their core. They have. Right, we have core. They have.
And a minke whale right ahead of us, so fairly close to the three humpbacks, a few minke whales. You can see many minke whales off in the distance. And one finback whale, more fin whales spouting well ahead of us.
Yes?
Yes.
That's all dangerous.
It's dangerous for the whale more than the small craft. The small craft don't seem to care much. The whales seem to
dark tail to the right, a very light tail to the left. Oh, a great view of the little minke whale. If it comes up again somewhere between 12 and 1, you'll see its pointed snout, and maybe you'll get to even see the white bands on its flippers. More humpbacks out at 1 o'clock. That's Pepper. There's a minke whale. That's Pepper's calf. No, it's called the trumpet. No. Nope. She's been around all year on and on with her 5th calf, but we didn't see her this morning. But then we didn't see Pepper and her calf this morning either, and that's how it goes. We get these whales in spurts. Just when you think. Now that was a view of baleen hanging from the upper jaw. That humpback's mouth was wide open. Do that again, please. Hey, listen. Well, it looks like the word's out about the food, because it looks like all the humpbacks are moving in one direction. Let's see what happens. Maybe we will get to see some surface feeding. It's hard to say. At any rate, it looks like they're all heading for the same place. That was Fred. Second whale with a very dark tail pattern. And a new whale coming into the area, the 6th humpback, just to the right of the bowsprit. That one probably only about a year old, very small. And we have minke whales everywhere. Off in the distance, you can see those very tall conical spouts. And by the flat of the back and the prominent dorsal fin, it looks like we're looking at fin whales there. Those are minkies jumping around. I thought maybe it was a dolphin, but I think it might have been a minke that just lunged. We don't feed them anything. We don't do a thing. This is their environment, and we humpbacks all around. There's Pepper and her calf right ahead of us. And there's a minke whale. So we have minke whales and humpbacks and fin whales all in this area. All of them able to make a good living off the small fish that are here. And that looks like it might be thread in the darker tailed humpback, so we should have Pepper and her calf coming around as well. Whoa, there we go. Still looks like thread. A lot of minke whales everywhere. Watch the tail. See how dark that tail is? Watch this one. You just have to look. Look different? It doesn't happen. No two patterns are the same, which is pretty amazing. And that might be Pepper's calf out at, well, it's a small humpback. We'll have to wait and see exactly who it is. Whoa, baleen mouth wide open. That's what baleen looks like. That's Pepper and her calf.
Guys, that was neat.
And on the surface, a very small humpback that was most likely born anywhere between December and March, and probably born 1,600 miles south of Provincetown. The calf, young enough to still be nursing, old enough to start to feed on its own, probably combining the two. Watch for the tails. Oh, beautiful. Mother calf side by side. All those patterns are different. They're stable, individually distinctive. And when photographed, unless they're whales we can visually identify, we compare them with all the photographs of whales and find out who they are. That looks like they're it might have been an immature gannet in here. We haven't had too many pelagic birds offshore, and gannets are not, but they're one of the larger seabirds. And off the stern of the boat, I think there's an immature gannet. The petrels and shearwaters have been to the southeast, down near Great South Channel. And that's where the pelagic birds seem to be concentrating now. Wow. That's great. That's Pepper. She's doing the same thing every time.
Will they eat that bird?
Only if it flies in the mouth, they'll swallow it. It's not what they're after, believe me. Their throats are small. They swallow everything whole. That bird's not what they have in mind. But the birds dive in to get the fish. Sometimes mistakes happen. The birds? Yeah. Well, it's survival. And out here, a life of a gull is not so pleasant. Can you see Steve? Well, I haven't seen Baleen in a long time. Birds think they got something going there. Oh, there's a calf. Ah, beautiful.
I don't have any more. It's died.
How deep do they go when they go down?
Well, anywhere from a few meters to maybe 100 meters, and there's no way we can ever find out. But depending on what they're doing and where the food is, or if they're just traveling. Whoa, here comes Thread. And
What?
Fred and Barney.
that's Thread and oh, they're coming right over. It's okay, we weigh more than they do. Great view of a humpback. Look at those bumps in the head and the paired blowholes. Just look right down in the water. Look at the plankton, the bright green reflecting off those beautiful long white flippers. Little bit of a turn. There's Thread. And that's a deep dive.
Yeah.
Those birds are circling over because, well, gulls are not. Oh, right alongside, and water coming out of the mouth. That's Pepper. Whoop, no, it's not. That's the dark. That's the whale with the darker tail. There's Pepper's calf out at 2 o'clock. Right-hand side. So yeah. And there's Mom. There's Pepper. This is Pepper's third calf, by the way. We've been photographing Pepper almost every year since 1979. Only one of those years did we not see her. So many of these whales come back year after year. You try it?
Yeah. Let's hope it works.
Look at all those cuneiforms. They're really charging around. Oh no. Oh, look at that. Oh, could have gotten something. You might just be able to drop it. We can ask someone down there. We'll just put it in. Excuse me, sir. Do you want to just put this in the water? Would you mind?
Over here, Joe.
Oh, okay. Never mind. We got Jay coming. Thanks. Thought we got some sounds here.
flashing. Are you waving to us?
Hopefully. Anytime now. I guess he wants to make sure he knows where they are.
Yeah, we can try it. Yeah.
Okay. Beautiful view of the Milky Way. Well, that's about as close as you get to that. That was great. Oh yeah, there's a long flicker in the air. Beautiful looking pinwheels at 3 o'clock. This is when you tend to hear the sound. Did you hear that? Did you hear that sound? Charging Milky Way. Did you hear that one sound? There's one really good humpback sound. Yeah,
Is that real?
Yeah, we're close in the way back. Yeah, it sure is. And they do that without vocal cords. Thanks, Jen. Yeah, they mishear everything. I mean, they mishear.
I got that one.
Get that one?
Yeah.
Those are called breeches, and that's said to be the most spectacular sight in the animal kingdom. Spinning head breech.
Woo! All right. Up, looks like a wind-up. That's correct. Here we go.
Why do they
We have no idea. No idea. Maybe? That could be. Maybe.
We have a lot of ideas about why whales breach, but we have no answers. That was a beauty. Territorial displays, aggression, play, exercise, communication, getting rid of parasites, aiding in digestion. Looks like fun though, doesn't it?
Beauty.
Yeah, you can see that coming.
You got ESP?
No, they sell their flippers back. They stick them out and then tuck them in fast. You can tell right in the seconds before now.
Uh-huh.
That was called the tail breach.
And with that white tail, it's real quite feel good. Which one? No, and there's a lot of them out here, so just right.
We're gonna move on, but that might have been another wind-up at 9 or 10 o'clock. You may want to watch out there in case the whales jump again.
There, look at this there one.
log-tailing.
They are flexible.
Last picture.
Tail breach.
It's a female. Definitely female.
You're playing with the tail.
I already told you. That was horrible. Horrible. You'll never.
Some very large fin whales at 11 o'clock.
Huh? Most of the time it's not here. It happens less than 1% of the time, but it does happen.
Look at the fin whales as we slowly begin to make our way back to Provincetown. Two very large finback whales at about 1 o'clock. Very streamlined, very fast moving, very prominent upright dorsal fin. Almost negatively buoyant. They just sink beneath the surface. Rarely do you see them lift their tail, although there seems to be a small fin back out here that's been fluking quite a bit, and that's always a treat.
Yeah.
Well, we've seen a lot of whales. Lots of minke whales, the smallest of the baleen whales, close views of fin whales, the last two fin whales, and many, many more spouts to the south and east off in the distance. Very close views of humpback whales, and some humpback whale behavior, including some open mouth feeding, so you got to see the baleen in action. Some spinning head breaching, tail breaching, and lob-tailing. And we're just going to hold our position for a minute, and then we're going to pick up our speed and make our way back to Provincetown. We'll ask you later on in the trip to please help us in our effort to protect the whales and their environment, our environment, and you can do that by signing your name and city and state to a petition we have on board. There are t-shirts in the galley. There's small buttons that we have for $2. Those are all tax-deductible donations. We have free information about the research. You don't have to donate to sign the petition. There's lots going on. And after the breaching, Mike's take probably just went up to $50. But he's going to tell you later on how you can get the tape, too. And, of course, if you have any questions, I'll try to answer them for you. We just really don't have very many answers, so we do the best we can. The petitions are now set up inside. With very spectacular views of 6 to 8 individual humpback whales. Off in the distance, 11 fin whales, close views of 2 of them, and all around us, anywhere between 21 and 28 minke whales. We saw some, well, part of the humpback whale repertoire behavior, from the feeding of Pepper and her calf. We can see the baleen in action, to the spinning head breaching of Fred and the whale that he was with, and also some lob-tailing. So, well, great day for whales and whale research. Thank you for whale watching with us. Thank you for being so supportive of our research effort at the Center for Coastal Studies in Provincetown. Hopefully the next time you come out with us, it'll be just as beautiful a day and just as many exciting views of whales, as endangered as a humpback. Thanks again, and enjoy your stay in Provincetown. Spring's on.
If you're interested in whale watching, may we suggest the Dolphin Fleet, operating out of Provincetown, Massachusetts, consisting of 3 new and comfortable boats designed specifically for whale watching, with research associates from the Center for Coastal Studies aboard. The Dolphin Fleet offers trips daily, April through October. For information or reservations, call 508-255-3857.